Hello, I'm Colonel Steve Akeley. Since I live in St. Louis, I find myself traveling to bourbon country by myself quite frequently. Exploring the best that Kentucky has to offer by yourself is actually quite fun. When it comes to drinking bourbon though, that's something that I like to do with my friends. Inevitably, when you are drinking bourbon, you end up talking about things that you used to do. Fun things that you used to enjoy on TV, pop culture, that type of thing. And that's exactly what this show is. We're gonna get together with some friends, drink, and we're gonna reminisce. Welcome to Bourbon Reminiscing.
Scooby-Doo.
Love it.
I love it too.
Best cartoon ever.
I would agree with that. It was clever. Like every episode it was always, how many, okay, I won't say always. How many times did you watch that cartoon and you were like, I got this one figured out? I know it's Mr. Jones that runs the Tilt-A-Whirl.
I never really knew who it was.
What? I could figure them out most of the time. And it was always...
I mean, I haven't really watched it as an adult, but when I was a kid, I didn't really...
My favorite part, they'd take the mask off, and it was always the meddle... If I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
You know, Scooby-Doo turned 50 years old this year. What do you think about that? Come on. You don't like Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo and whatever that little skinny fella running around with him.
Yeah, Fred. No, Shaggy. Shaggy was his buddy. Yeah. So you watched some of that?
I've seen it, yeah, with the kids when they was watching cartoons.
Yeah, if you have to watch a cartoon with the kids, something like Scooby-Doo, you can at least tolerate. Better than them damn Teletubbies.
I can tolerate anything if they wanted to watch it. I just laid darn slept.
But Scooby, did you watch Scooby growing up, Royce?
I did, yeah. We watched Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Got the mysteries and all that. They had the cool car, the Mystery Machine.
Yeah.
I loved it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great show.
Yep, it was good.
Stands up today.
I feel like Scooby-Doo, even though generationally transcendent, was a little before my core tune-in time.
Yep.
You know?
I didn't get to watch it that often, just in the summer because it was on during the day. And we'd go to the pool and we'd come home, me and my brother and I. And we'd come home and Scooby-Doo and the Addams Family, all those weird, like, I guess cryptic shows would come on, you know, on the...
See?
Yeah. But yeah, no, Scooby-Doo, I don't know. There's like a really cult following to that, you know. People like paint their van like the Mystery Machine, and you know there's conventions for that
Iowa?
too. What's that?
In Iowa?
No, I've seen them on like Instagram and stuff. Nobody does that in Iowa. Maybe
just joking. I feel like I need a sign every time I take a dig at Iowa to hold up that just says, "I'm joking. I love you, Iowa. It's fine."
Who doesn't love Scooby-Doo?
Right? Goals.
Hanging out with a stoner all the time? Who wouldn't love that? And eating Scooby snacks.
Yeah. Finding the traitors in your life. It's good stuff. It's a deep show.
It's a deep show, yes. Yeah, those darn kids, they always spoil everything. You know?
Right?
Okay, what were the girls' names? There was an ugly one and a kind of, this is weird, but there was kind of a hot one. Even though she was a cartoon.
Daphne was the hot one. Pretty sure her and Fred had something going.
They were cartoons.
Pretty sure they had something going.
I would say living with Shaggy, if you lived with Shaggy or even within like a 3-block radius, you were probably high all the time.
Really?
That dude seemed to like his stuff. I mean, you saw the sandwiches he made. He would take 2 loaves of bread and then like a stack of meat and a stack of cheese and a stack of lettuce, and he would like shuffle it like a deck of cards and make this huge sandwich.
Yeah.
Remember those?
No, I do.
Oh man, I wanted to make one of those so bad. I made like a triple decker peanut butter sandwich one day after seeing that, and it wasn't as impressive. But
I find this interesting because you confessed in our previous conversations that you don't like the extra bread inserted in a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Yet you're all down for like a triple decker sandwich.
But I did. You know that
you're
bread.
inconsistent in your sandwich
Well,
preferences.
no, that was a hamburger. That was like a cheeseburger. Cheeseburgers are different. You know, do you like club sandwiches? They got extra bread in them.
No,
I love club sandwiches.
person.
See, I don't like Big Macs. Love club sandwiches. I can play both sides.
Funnel cakes. I love funnel cakes. I can't go to a festival or anything that has funnel cakes without buying a funnel cake. I have to teach my kids how to get it all over you too, so the powdered sugar ends up all over your shirt. You know, well, you don't really have to teach kids that, I guess, do you?
No, not
they
anymore.
know how to do that by themselves.
Not anymore.
Never had one?
Yeah.
We don't.
Fried bread? What's not to? I don't put powdered sugar on mine.
I can honestly, I've never had a funnel cake. I mean, state fairs. I live in the city. That's not kind of our thing. And I think that's where you mostly see funnel cakes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I can't say that I've ever had a funnel cake.
That's really bad. I have had it. I love it, but I just don't like the powdered sugar. It's too much sweetness for me.
I would imagine they're pretty good. Just I've never had one.
Funnel cakes. What do you think about a funnel cake? Powdered sugar, grease.
Ain't worth much. I know what you're talking about.
Would you snack on one of those?
Funnel cake, that's a little old soft cake thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows what it is.
Old lady makes them all the time.
Yeah, she does. Nana does make funnel cakes.
Oh, cool. I know you drink a cup of coffee and you eat 3 cookies every morning. What if we substituted a funnel cake one morning?
That wouldn't make no difference. Don't guess then I want to get what I need to make it all day.
Yeah.
He's the 3 sugar cookies.
You gotta have the 3. You're powered by the 3 sugar cookies.
You have to be, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan. The key to it is if the powdered sugar. Without powdered sugar, it's garbage. Like it's just not any good. It's almost like having a cake donut with no topping or glazing. It's just all dough. But at the fair, it's just like that comes out of that paper plate and it fills the whole plate and that powdered sugar is everywhere. It's a total disaster and a mess and you look like a cocaine dealer when you're finished eating it. But for some reason, in that setting and just the way that's the one thing you're supposed to eat there, I think, is a funnel cake when you're at a fair or something like that. Love them.
Fair food.
No.
Giant. No funnel cakes?
No.
Every now and then?
No. And I go to the fair twice every year, but funnel cakes, no. And it's not why you think. It's because when I get to the fair...
I didn't have a reason why.
When I get to the fair, it's the worst of Kentucky. It's the all-stars of worst.
In the funnel cake line.
No, just any and everywhere.
Then why are you going to the fair?
Because that's what you go to do. You watch them and you feel good about yourself.
I go to the fair.
And yeah, but you don't understand. Mullets are abound.
There.
You may not believe this right here, but I've been up since about 6 o'clock. And that's what I've eaten today is 3 sugar cookies.
That's it, all day.
Yeah.
I've eaten a pizza, toasted ravioli, ice cream, Twinkies. I ate a bag of chips, and beef jerky.
And you've worked non-stop all
Tic
day.
Tacs. I sat around all day.
I'd be bankrupt to eat all that stuff.
Just stop it! Just stop it!
My kiddo likes the part where the ducks go up the little slide and then go down the slide.
Well, that's a normal thing.
That's wholesome, right?
That's a normal thing.
All right.
But I can't remember what all I saw last year, but I'm like, I'm coming back.
Just for the people watching.
Yeah. And funnel cakes never get in there. They just don't get in the mix.
My wife calls them flannel cakes just to see if people are paying attention and if they'll correct her on it. I like the idea of a flannel cake.
Funnel cakes they're not a thing, so.
Fair enough.
Love a bounce house. So now they have ones you can rent for your wedding.
Oh,
so,
what?
Yeah, if I ever got married, I'm gonna DM bounce house at my wedding.
Okay, what are they like?
They're
and
white
special?
and they look like a castle.
They're
classy
the ceremony in one?
No. They're for the reception.
Okay.
When you're already lit.
In your dress?
So I feel like I would have 2 dresses.
Oh, a bounce house dress and a ceremony dress?
Correct.
I mean, I probably wouldn't go in one drunk, but yeah.
Have you seen those videos like when kids are on bounce houses and like the wind picks it up? And do you remember that was weird? I mean, who has kids in here? 2 people, me and you. All right, well, we'll talk later.
Were those out whenever your kids were growing up?
Yeah, they were out when I was a kid.
So I didn't do a lot of bounce houses stuff whenever I was a kid, but my kids do. And I'm pretty much banned from being inside the bounce house with the kids because I weigh enough now that I can launch them.
Oh, okay.
I can launch a kid that's on the other side of the inflatable. So I don't get in there with my kids and jump. I just get in there and stand.
As a kid, bounce houses were pretty fun, but they had just came out. They were kind of small and generic. And then now they make them where there's like multi-levels and there's rooms. Like they're like a big ordeal. And I remember when my son Jacob was, we'd go to birthday parties and just go to a fair or something like that. That's the first place he wanted to go. What I liked about it was it's easy to watch a kid. So like you let them go in the jump, and then you just kind of hang outside and drink beer if you're at a carnival or whatever. And then sooner or later he's coming out, or when you're ready to go, you jump in, and then the problem is you get 50 kids that want to attack. As soon as a human adult goes in, all the kids want to attack you. Like it doesn't matter who they are, it doesn't matter who you are. If you go inside for whatever reason, the kids think that's their domain to jump on you and kick you and do all this crazy nonsense. But when I hear a bouncy castle, it reminds me of that scene in that movie 4 Christmases where Reese Witherspoon like got traumatized as a kid, and as an adult she goes back in, and they like sling her all over the place. So anytime I hear that, I remember that scene of that movie. But yeah, I was a big fan. I liked them.
We all rent them for kids' not anymore because my kids are older, but we would always rent them for the kids' birthday parties. And there would always have to be, one adult in there keeping order and whatever. And I would sort of surreptitiously volunteer to be that adult in there because I just kind of wanted to jump.
So I like them rented for parties, but there's now this public thing, like where there's like a public bounce house place, and I think that's so gross.
Because you want to bring wipes.
You want to Lysol it before your kids get in, or my nieces and nephews get in. I'm like, let me wipe it down, and you can't do it.
It's completely diseased.
It's totally different to rent them for a party than to go to a place that has them.
Is it though? Because those have been rented by like 100 people.
But when it comes to my yard, I could wipe it down first. So my parents always watched it, and I kind of loved it.
Yeah, because somebody have like something that you're like, that's shit, like that's not worth anything.
It's $5,000. I
know. And then you look at something else and you're like, surely this is like a treasure. Mm-hmm. It's framed beautifully. Yeah. It's signed. It's got like the Declaration of Independence on the back of it. Yeah, and they're like, this is actually a complete replica and it's worth nothing.
So I always like people's reactions.
Yes,
they're the best part.
They are, and you just never know. Like I always wonder what that line is like because you have to wait forever in line.
For sure.
And then I think they have like appraisers that kind of come down and they're like, oh, you look interesting. Step this way and step this way. And you just wonder, like, first of all, where did you get that thing?
Right.
And then second of all, what made you bring it that day? Yes. And then also, is it crap?
Right. So I always think about like all the crap that was in my grandparents' house. All the crap is in my mom's basement. And I'm like, I would never wait in a line to have this approved.
It's like the story of your life.
Like junk that makes you wealthy.
Well, one person's junk is still yet another person's junk.
I thought you were going to say treasure, like the thing is supposed to go, but no, it's still just junk.
No, it's still just junk. So here's what I got a problem with this whole show. I think people have all kinds of great stuff that they collect and they have over time. But how do these people that are supposed to be like these experts on what things are worth, they just take it, they don't have gloves on, they're just sitting here doing all this stuff with it, they're looking at it, like just their nasty,
they
greasy,
come up with
oily
these
hands.
stories, and I want to know, like, is it total BS or is it real? Because they're
it's
like,
complete BS.
This little cream jar belonged to Thomas Jefferson's great aunt Susan, twice removed.
Because it says it right there on the bottom after it was made in Japan.
I love old shit.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. There's just something so awkward about that show. It's like watching a what? You don't think it's awkward?
No.
When these people are like...
It's amazing.
It's great when something is valued higher than they expected.
Yeah.
It's awkward when you can see the anticipation in their face and they're so excited and it's like their first time on TV and like whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wah, wah.
Yeah.
I don't like to feel that way.
See, I'm the opposite.
I don't want to see it.
I like it when they bomb. They're like, my mother had this face in a trunk for over 100 years. And when she died, my sister and I fought to the death to acquire it, and I ended up killing her with a sword. And anyway, this is over 1,000 years old. Will you please tell me how much it was? He's like, lady, that was bought like 20 years ago for $15. Oh my! I thought it was going to be much more than that.
My mom has a lot of shit.
I don't know. So maybe one day, would you allow me to take it on for you?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not going to wait in line though.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to wait in line
do it.
with my item.
Thank you.
I'll split it with you 50-50. Whether
Deal.
it's $10 or $5,000, I don't care.
It could be 10, but we're still splitting
You
it.
wait in line, we'll split it.
Okay, fabulous. Deal. We're on.
Perfect.
I like it. The Antiques Roadshow, I love it. But I think 100% of the people on there are pissed off when they leave because it's just not... Everything that they have is not worth what it's supposed to be. It's like, oh, this is worth like 10 grand, and it's like worth $100. Like, that, don't you think so?
I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever watched PBS. What the hell's on PBS besides the Antique Roadshow?
Man, they talk about the Civil War and shit. Like, they talk about bourbon and stuff. Like, Ken Burns is cool. You know who Ken Burns is? Jesus Christ.
Hutches and baseball cards.
Old shit.
Yeah, I love
baseball
that show.
cards. There was a girl that lived up the street from me, and her dad, their whole basement is in fluorescent. God, I hope they don't see this. And the whole basement was taken up with like glass display cases, and he had cases and cases and cases of baseball cards, and like he was like die hard.
Yeah.
Like baseball cards in this guy's basement were like Bourbon in Steve's basement. You know what I mean? Like that same kind of situation going on, just everywhere.
And mine.
And so the girl that lived there and I used to go in. You know they come with gum? So we used to go in and sneak all the gum out of the packs of baseball cards and then hide them underneath a stack. Oh my God, I hope he does not ever see this, but it was so old and hard and brittle, and it just like disintegrated in your mouth, so it wasn't even worth it, but we destroyed. It was like our secret gum stash in the basement. It was awesome.
People have weird crap. I mean, who are the people that actually follow this and watch this? I think they're just weird.
What are these statues of like, you know, some chick on a horse and the horse is not behaving very well, but because it was like embossed by such and such 1,000,000 years ago. Yeah, you know, with the horse, when they're up like that. And it's worth like $18,000.
The Hop. I give him all the props in the world.
Sure. Things he accomplished?
He went from nothing to something and then even more higher. And he's a singer.
It's impressive to be on one hit TV show. To be on two is with international acclaim and all that. I went back. I watched some old Knight Rider shows, flipping through the channels. Show stands up. It's pretty cool. That car is still pretty badass.
I mean, I never watched that show. What else was he? Oh, he was on
Baywatch.
the beach. Baywatch. Yeah. I watched that a little bit.
Not a fan.
I don't get the appeal.
I don't either.
So I maybe like because he was like 80s, 90s,
Yeah.
and he was like a babe, I guess.
Was he?
I don't know. I feel like I was told that he was. He was
I think
before
you're right.
me. He was before
also,
me.
because he.
So,
well, I'm older than you, but he was also. I feel like he was also before me as well.
I just don't feel like.
How old is he?
He's got to be like 50, 60. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. He was on Baywatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I liked watching Knight Rider when I was younger, but that was just because of the car, not because of him.
Yeah, he wasn't like Dave. He wasn't the giant David Hasselhoff back then. He was just an up and comer.
Baywatch, he was kind of douchey.
I don't really remember a lot about Baywatch. Like if they even had a script, couldn't tell you what it was about. That first scene, that's all I remember.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you, David Hasselhoff.
I mean, if he came in this bar, I wouldn't get a picture with him, but I'd talk to him. Because there's celebrities that come in this bar, and I'll be like,
it's a low bar.
What are you drinking? And walk away.
Yeah.
Hoff could get some conversation.
Okay. I like that you have a meter. But there's a level of celebrity that you'd be like, can I get a picture with you?
Ali, if he was alive, but not Will Smith.
Not the guy who played Ali in a movie.
No.
He's the actual Ali.
Will Smith, no. I don't do Will Smith.
All right, so in the 80s, he was Knight Rider. In the 90s, he was Baywatch. Was that his name, Baywatch?
That was his name. In the show, his name was Baywatch.
Baywatch. So,
it's David Baywatch.
but listen to this. This is the cool part. In the 80s, he was Knight Rider. In the 90s, he was Baywatch. And then in the 2000s, he just started singing in Germany. Do you remember that? That's the true story.
Yeah, I've seen like videos and stuff. Google it.
Don't hassle Hoff. Don't do it.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
But look, here, okay, but you know, you're talking about like in the world of like typecasting, and you would think like he was Knight Rider, and then he can't be Baywatch because he's Knight Rider, but he pulled off Baywatch, and then it's like he can't sing in Germany, he's Baywatch, but he did all three of those, and now I think he's about to be something else.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. There was something about like I feel like he really thought he was hot.
Yeah, and that bothers me.
Yeah, that
the
makes
extra
you not
confidence.
Hot.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Note, gentlemen, when you think you're hot, it makes you not hot.
We don't like that. We don't like that. No.
You need to be humble about your hotness, and then we'll think you're hot.
Yeah, I want to tell you that you're hot. I don't want you to know that you're hot. No. There used to be warning labels that said, like, may cause anal leakage. That's what it said. It said, may cause anal leakage.
I just know this. I never ate them because that was a risk I was not willing to take for a potato chip.
That's a hard pass. If that's a warning label on my snacks, I don't need that snack.
Nobody needs that.
I'm going to probably go eat some grapes.
Nobody needs that. But let me ask this. If you were to eat them and that were to happen, I just wonder, like, would it kind of be like a colonic where it would, like, cleanse everything and then you could go have a colonoscopy? Or was it worth? Would it be worth it if you?
I don't know.
If you did,
but like if you ate them, would you be prepared and like pack extra panties?
I think you don't leave the house if you eat that shit.
But I feel like the people that eat that like don't plan ahead. They don't care. They didn't read the label.
They didn't read the label.
What?
So for a while, they had like a new light alternative, and it was Alestra, and it was like 0 fat, and it was good for you, but it made you poop a lot.
I don't know this subject.
Oh, I got you. So I had a roommate, and he was so excited because he found these low-fat potato chips, and they were Alestra, and he would eat them. He's like, oh, these are great. Oh, I freaking love these. I don't know why I'm so gassy, but these chips, man, I can't get enough of. And he would eat them by the bagful, and he took him about 8 months to make the correlation. The chips were giving him brown streaks in his pantalones.
Yeah, no. What I was telling this story last night. I produced a couple of years. I did some triathlons. I used to own a bicycle shop in New Orleans, and I produced some triathlons. And Lay's was a sponsor one year, and that's what they gave us for the athletes to eat in their goodie bags and stuff. And it literally said on the package, on the bag, it said it could cause anal leakage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Then I'm like, why would we want to give this to the athletes? So because they were a sponsor, we had to give them out. It's like, who wants to run a triathlon and then shit their pants?
Run with the runs?
I mean, I get that people have done it on Ironman length races, but this was a
oh my God.
1 mile swim, maybe a 20-mile bike and a 3-mile run or something. I mean, who wants to shit their pants on that?
Is it made for that, or is it just the seasoning?
It's the oil, I think, that they cooked it in.
Oh God, okay.
And you will shit your pants if you eat it.
It's a big hard no.
Yes, I pass.
I'm not a big potato chip man.
I love potato chips. I could live off of them. I had some this morning when I woke up.
Like, there's problems. I mean, I'm older than he is, so
anything he eats makes him shit his pants.
Yeah, the shitting part is different.
What's it called? Allustrial?
Allustra.
Yeah,
I don't.
What is that? What is that?
If it's got it in there, I don't eat it because I already have problems. Right? So I'm good. Like, I'm out.
Man, I lost 5 pounds because I'm like, you just shit everything out. That's why you lost 5 pounds. It's not a diet plan.
Yeah, it's the chip diet.
Healthy. That's not a thing.
Smarties okay, but they tasted like those children's aspirin I used to eat. Like as a little kid, like St. Joseph's Children's aspirin.
Are you too old for Flintstones chewables?
No, I did that.
God, those were fucking
I
good.
did that.
Oh man, they were
No,
solid.
I ate like 18 of them one day. And
They're so
yeah,
good.
I had to go to the hospital. Wasn't good.
What, you OD'd on Flintstones?
Yeah, I OD'd on Flintstones because it's so funny.
What does that consist of?
No,
like when
they're
you
so
OD on
good. Yeah, it's
Flintstones?
like you're like,
You're so nutritious right now.
But the Smarties, what was the other one?
Dum-Dums.
Dum-Dums. That was we used to get the wrappers off the Dum-Dums. I ate the pineapple or whatever.
What would you do with the wrappers?
No, you could buy shit. And I bought like they had 2 cans they sent to me on a string, and you talk like you would save up all these wrappers and they would give it to you for free, right? They would give it to you for free. And it was really literally 2 cans on a goddamn string or some kind of shit. You know, you bought all this bullshit and you saved up a bunch of wrappers. And I'd send in like 400 wrappers and they'd give me some bullshit.
I actually did save all of the Dum Dum wrappers and send them in as well, just like Jason. I don't remember getting a can with
bullshit.
a can with a string and another can on the end. I think I got like a booklet of like temporary tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Or something dumb like that. But I did eat a shit ton of Dum Dums and send in the wrappers.
I've always been more of a Dum Dum fan than Smarties fan. But it makes for a good one. Yeah. Now talking about the candy, then I steal the suckers from my kids more than the Smarties candy. The chalkiness of the Smarties candy, I don't like it as much as the hard candy crunch of the suckers. So whenever the kids get Halloween candy and the dad tax comes out, I'll leave the Smarties in the bag. I'll take the suckers out so Dum Dums end up in Dad's hat.
Smarties and what?
Smarties and Dum Dums. Those candies. You get those at the bank a lot. They have the Smarties and the Dum Dums. I always feel like I'd be a guy who would have the Smarties. Don't you think so?
No.
You know what he's talking about? Pap, all that little package is plastic. They got the little tarts inside of it. The Smarties.
Yeah, and the Dum Dums are suckers.
Yeah, the
Different
lollipops
flavors.
at the bank.
Oh, I don't know.
You know that. It's because it's at the bank. You go to the bank, right?
Go to the bank.
I know you go to the bank. You told me some banking stories.
I've loaned the bank money.
He did loan the bank money.
That's when money is worth something.
Right. So you go over, you loan the bank some cash, you grab one of the suckers out of there, one of the Dum Dums.
No.
So you just give them the money. You're like, just pay interest. I don't want your damn Dum Dums.
The last money I loaned was at Jonesville. I loaned them $20,000.
Just give them $20K.
And it wasn't bringing nothing in, 6% or something.
Yeah.
And then it went down
6%
to
sounds pretty
2 or 3%. Ain't no use. Might as well to keep it.
You pulled it out then, didn't you?
Put it in your mattress.
Just quick as time was up on it.
Yeah.
I like the Dum Dums. I to this day, those Smarties, those are the ones like 50 in a little pack, right?
Mhm.
That's like flavored chalk. I don't like that at all.
They're the best.
No, it leaves film on your teeth, and I just don't like it. But Dum Dums are different. Like, they're different flavors, except the mystery flavor. I don't like that at all. I've never tried the mystery flavor and liked it. The root beer flavor was good, and grape flavor is pretty good. Bubblegum flavor was good. Pineapple was the best, I think. The pineapple.
Like Smarties, so I like both as a kid. So go trick or treating. It was always cool to get like a handful of the little tubes of Smarties, but I could only handle like a pack or two at a time. They're so tart. Even as a kid, they would get to the level of tartness I couldn't handle. Dum Dums I always liked, but there were a couple of flavors that were terrible. So like root beer was terrible, and there was like a pina colada, which at the time I didn't like. Ironically, I love coconut and pineapple, so today I would probably like it. But I was always into like the orange and the green apple and some of the others. So there were certain flavors I liked, certain I didn't. But those were two of my staples growing up. My grandmom always kept a bag of Dum Dums around, cheap, easy. Kids are on your nerves. Here, have a Dum Dum, run off somewhere. So they were a staple of my childhood, both of them were. Yeah.
pizzas.
Mm-hmm.
I lived on party pizzas in college.
Yep.
They're only $1.
Yep.
But we're learning so much about each other. This is great. Are you the person that adds extra cheese onto it, or do you just let it slide as it is?
Well, I always let them slide. I haven't had one since I learned that trick.
What do you mean learn the trick of adding extra cheese to a pizza?
I didn't know that you could. I always just brought pizza. I always took stuff out of the pack. I didn't realize that you could like chef it up, so. But yeah, did you
that
obviously
was an eye-opening moment for you, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you can add things.
Yeah, because I started
your
doing that with
food.
everything. I started doing that with everything.
You're gonna get crazy.
Yeah, I would take the hash brown that came with my sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, and I would break it in half, take the top bun off, put it on top of the egg, put the top bun back on. Now it's got potatoes in it.
I know it very well.
Oh.
It's very cheap, very dirty, and I feel dirty eating it, and I do it all the time.
There are so many frozen pizzas out there.
I know, but it's I think it's the name. It just grabs me.
All right.
I can't explain it.
How much does a Tostino's pizza run you at the supermarket?
Oh, I'll bet it's $2.
There's Red Baron. That's a pizza.
Red Baron, I think I've had it. It's just Red Baron. Just doesn't do it for me.
Tombstone. That's a good one.
Tombstone almost does it, but it just doesn't quite get there.
Do you know what I have a beef with? DiGiorno, because it's every bit of expensive as having Papa John's come out to my house. It'd be like if I gave someone who worked at Kroger $2 to deliver me a DiGiorno. It's what I get out of Papa John's. It's an expensive pizza.
But here's the thing.
Oh.
You're not born here. Papa John's is not a thing anymore.
All right.
He's done.
It was just a general pizza delivery. I could say Pizza Hut, Domino's. I wasn't.
No, but you didn't. You said Papa John.
I
Papa
did.
John is not a thing, and if he sees this, who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's your classic cheap food, right? Like a buck a piece.
Well, that's what you have in your fridge when you come home freaking hammered, and
Yes.
you don't want to stop at Taco Bell. You go home and throw a pizza in the oven.
Yep.
And you could pass out and burn the pizza, and it's not a great
Haven't done that.
not a great day when you wake up to that crap soaked up in your oven.
Yeah, that'd be real bad because it's already a cheap pizza, and then by the time you burn,
But I mean,
it'd be epically bad.
I'm okay with
Oh yeah,
frozen pizza.
definitely, especially Totino's.
Yeah.
Sometimes the cheaper the better. Like even
Don't they do the pizza rolls too?
I don't know.
I think they do.
Okay.
Those are that's good. That's good at drunk food too.
I like the little square pepperonis. I don't know why. Like I think that's like solid with their pizzas. Those little chunks. Of
The little
pepperoni.
chunks of pepperoni. Yeah, those. Yeah.
Those
So they're good. I do enjoy a good one when I'm drunk.
Totino's, yeah, I love Totino's, man. Except their pepperoni was cut in little chunks, like little dice. Like their pepperoni was terrible.
I don't remember Totino's.
Yeah, I did.
I was a DiGiorno guy.
I ate several of them when I was hammered, like shit can hammered. And they had their pepperoni was like cut in a little cube or some kind of shit. And I was like, what is this?
That's all
I remember about Totino's.
You don't make pepperoni like that. That's not right.
That's how they made it.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Maybe it was a marketing decision.
It's a bad one. Bad marketing decision.
You're still talking about it.
Yeah,
That's
but
what you remember.
I don't buy it.
Papa he's been banned from our minds.
Yeah. It was a faux pas to mention Papa John. I agree. I should have said a million other pizza delivery companies.
And the thing about it is, it's Papa John's is at every stadium in the city, and it's just terrible.
We'll retape this, and I'll say Pizza Hut, and then there'll be no controversy.
There's no controversy.
They pulled his name off the stadium. They pulled his name off the Cardinal Stadium.
They kicked him off the board.
Kicked him out.
They, but you know, what are you gonna do to somebody who's worth $700 million?
Is that how much he's worth?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was like like 100 million. It's 700 million.
$700 million. He's got a
selling lousy pizza. Okay,
Hey,
pizza.
I mean-
I have indulged. I can't.
I mean, I don't hate him for making money. I hate him for ruining my university.
Yeah.
I want one today. This is what I will accomplish today.
You should have
I
had
will
one.
go and buy a party pizza.
You should have had one. You should
I'll eat
have
the
one.
whole thing to myself.
Yeah, don't get a Big Mac.
I'm gonna go, why am I doing this? This is not good.
See, that's the worst part about them. Is like you're like, oh, this is gonna be so good, and
It's
then
drunk
you're like,
food.
yeah, you're like, when I was hammered, this was
This is
awesome.
great.
Yeah, when
So
I'm
it
sober,
actually might
not
be
so
pretty
much.
good today.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Do you remember from years ago Get ready for some laughs about the past.